Hey everyone, welcome back to Sip and Dip with Chelsea. For today's video, I am going to be showing you how to build an apex with dip powder. Without further ado, let's dive in. During this video, I will be using a makeup brush, a buffing block, a 180 grit nail file, and a toothpick. I'll also be using Sparkling Co's liquids, and this beautiful red color is from Revel Nail and it is called Lillian. It's really nice because it actually has a matching matte polish so you can have matching toes, which I love. So as you can see, I am almost done with my manicure. I've left one nail to show you guys, and with building an apex, it's going to have the thinness around the sides and the edge and the thickness focused on the center of the nail, which is your stress point on your nail. This way it keeps it natural looking and symmetrical while still giving you the strength of the dip powder. So now you're going to get your dip powder ready, just fluffing it up. And I've got my base bond, so you'll use whatever your step one is in your dip liquid system. And our first layer is going to be a thin stripe down the center of our nail. It's not going to go to the sides or the free edge, and you're going to start about middle, so about the center, the middle part of your nail, and just do a very thin amount, and then wipe off your brush on your napkin or paper towel. Dip your nail into the powder and tap off the excess. So my first dip is only halfway down my nail, and you can see that's your first layer. Now you can dust off the excess powder. So for your second layer, you're going to go just a little bit further back towards your cuticle and a little bit further around the sides. Now, some people may go from this point on and do a full dip, 2 full dips, and that's called the 3/4 method. But I'm trying to have a little bit more of a gradual build up until I get to my full dip. So this will be considered our third layer, and I'm going to go almost to my cuticle area, and again just going a little bit further up and a little bit more on the sides. So the nice thing about Sparkling Co's liquids is, as you can see, this is my third layer and they still don't look thick, and that's why having a thinner consistency for dip powder liquids is really nice when it comes to building your apex. And speaking of building your apex, the reason why I love doing this is because it's going to cut down my buffing and filing time significantly. It's going to already do the work for me by giving it that natural, symmetrical look. So now it's time for our first full dip. So with my base bond, I'm being very careful around my cuticle area, not to get any on my skin because that will cause a lifting issue. And with darker colors, this could be your final step with your dip powder. With lighter colors, sometimes you do need to go on to do a second full dip if it still seems sheer. It's all in personal preference and how thick you want your nail to be. To get that nice clean cuticle area line, I'm going to use my toothpick and just clean around the edges. Okay, so as you can see, it's not too thick. It still looks nice and thin and natural looking, and I could definitely stop here because this is a darker color, so I do have a nice coverage. But for the sake of this video, just in case if you were using a lighter color and it still looks sheer, I will go on to do one more full dip as an example. Okay, so now you are all done with your dip powder, and as you can see, I did maintain a thin, natural looking nail, but I still have the strength of the dip powder. And we are going to move on to our solidify, and I will show you how quick and easy it's going to be to buff and file. So with your solidify, you are going to apply a very generous amount across your entire nail, and this is okay to get it on your skin. Okay, with my 180 grit nail file, I am just going to shape and finish filing off my nail. And you'll see I did not speed this up. This is going to be a real-time file. I'm not editing this. It's exactly how long it's going to take. Super fast, super easy, because I already did all the work by gradually building up the dip powder instead of doing just full dips. So now with my buffing block, I'm just going to run it across my entire nail just so I have a nice smooth surface before I go on to do my top coat. And again, I am not speeding this up. This is real time, how quick and easy it is with the buffing block. And that's it. I am done filing, done buffing, because I didn't have any lumps or bumps or big side walls that I needed to thin out and clean up. Super easy. So with your solidify, you will apply your second and final layer generously across your entire nail. So just as a little precaution, I like to use a napkin or a paper towel and wipe my nails off after the solidify is dry, just so that I don't have any cross-contamination or that I ruin my top coat. So with a nice thin layer, I'm going to apply my Glossy Coat 2.0 across my entire nail. So immediately following, I'm going to do a second and final layer of my Glossy Coat. After about 10 minutes have passed, I'm going to follow up with my Cuticle Oil. This is from Candi Skincare in the scent Troppy Way, and it smells just like the tanning oil. It is amazing. I am not even holding on to the dropper end, as you can see. A little bit goes a long way. It is such a great deal. This 1 ounce bottle is going to last me so long, and it absorbs into my skin really nice. It doesn't feel greasy or oily or sticky, and I feel like my skin has been the most moisturized it's been in so long, especially with washing my hands so often. So I highly suggest it. I will leave a link down below for $5 off your first order. I cannot suggest them enough. Okay, I am all done. Here is the finished product. And this is how I build my apex, very slightly and gradually. It helps cut down my buffing and filing time while still keeping a very thin and natural looking nail. I hope that you found this video helpful, and thank you so much for watching.